All right, guys. So I'm doing this video a little bit differently because I need to show you a website, a web page. Oh, okay. So this is the first lesson in our Unit 7A. It's congruence and proofs is our unit. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to scroll. Here we go. So we are on. You should be following along with 7A.1, which is Transformations and Congruence. This is going to be a pretty short, quick video. Shouldn't take you too long to do this lesson. So in Unit 6, we learned that a two-dimensional figure is congruent. Let me change the thickness of that because that is too thick. Okay, it's congruent to another if the second image can be obtained from the first by a sequence of reflections, rotations, and or translations. So in this unit, we are going to build on this concept to help us understand congruence in terms of rigid motion transformations. Use rigid motion transformations to show two triangles are congruent and explain how criteria for triangle congruence follow from the definition of congruence in terms of rigid motions. So today we're going to talk, oh gosh darn, I keep doing that. Today we're going to talk about if they're congruent or not, how we determine if two figures are congruent. So right here, two given figures are congruent if through a series of rigid motion transformations they match up exactly. So we're going to practice this on the computer. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go back into where, just go back out of this video and open up this page right here. Let me show you. Maybe I'm going to show you. Come on, there we go. Okay, so you need to go to this page right here where you watch the videos. You need to click on this one right here, the 7A transformation, just like I said, just where you saw the video at or where you started the video, except that, well, it's coming, so except that you're going to scroll down and you're going to see right here where it says we're going to do this together, this Khan Academy. You need to click this link right here. Let me show you how to do it really quick before you actually go out and click the link. So you're going to come to a page that looks like this. Oh gosh, my scroll thing is just not working very well on this right now. So, okay. You'll see that we've got a pink shape and a blue shape. The object is to see if we can translate, rotate, or reflect this blue shape onto this pink shape, and if we can, if it matches up exactly, then we'll pick right here, we'll pick yes, they're congruent. If they're not, then we'll pick no. Okay, so I want you to watch this one first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match up my C point to my H point because I feel like those are definite ones that should match up. So I'm going to pick translate, and then I'm going to bring it down so that C is lined up with H. Quite. Fingers in the way and I can't see this. Right, like that. So now I have those points matched up. Now I'm going to rotate it a little bit and see if I can match it up. Now to rotate it, you click rotate and this green dot comes up. You want to match this green dot wherever you want to rotate around. So I'm going to rotate around that point that I just matched up. Then you just kind of pick this arrow and you rotate it around until it comes to a point where you think it matches, or at least a point where you want it to be. And so you can see that by rotating that figure around that point, we actually got it to match up exactly. So these two shapes are congruent. So I would pick yes, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click, oh, you can't see it. It's not showing up on my screen. I wonder if I can move this screen at all. It's not. Down here at the bottom, you can barely see this green. That should say check, and you'll click check and then it'll tell you, yeah, you got it, or no, you didn't, try again. You need to do all 4 problems and get 100%, and then you can come back to the video and do the next part. So do that, and then make sure you get all 4 problems correct. Make sure you get them done at 100% accuracy, and then come back to the video. So pause it right now and then go do that. Okay, coming back to the notes. Now you should have done that. You should have gotten 100%. My phone's ringing. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So now we're going to come down to this one where on your paper we want to determine if these two are quadrilaterals shown below, are they congruent or not. Now you can tell just by looking at all these different lines, like you see how right here how angle A has one line and angle Q has one line. That means they're congruent. Line AD right here has 4 dashes, little tick marks. That means it's congruent to QT because it has 4. So I can tell you that these two quadrilaterals are definitely congruent. But what we want to know is how do we get them to be congruent? And so we want to try a series of translations, rotations, and reflections, and we want to see if we can get it to be how it became congruent, I guess. And so what we're going to do is, I had my last class, or I had when we did this in class, we did it as a group, but you'll just kind of have to follow along since it's on video. So I know that angle A, like I just said, because it has this one line right here, is congruent to angle Q. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to translate this point right here, A, to where it matches with Q right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is right down here where it says how is it done, I'm going to translate angle A to angle Q. Now I could count those and I could say, oh, it's right, I think it's 10 and up to, and I could write that here too if I wanted. But we're just going to do it in terms of our two quadrilaterals and the sides and the points that it has on it. So when I do that, this is going to be kind of hard to do on this. So I've got angle A is now right here. And then angle B is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2 right here is B. Okay, and then C is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. And then D is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. Okay, so and you're going to want to draw this because it's hard to see where it's at if you just do one point at it. 1 point. Oh, geez. This is hard to do on my tablet. All right, so we're going to connect these so that we kind of know what we're looking at here. Now, obviously, I'm not using a ruler, so mine's going to be a little off, but you could use a ruler. And then I'm going to put my tick marks on these lines just so I know which ones I'm looking at. And then this one has 4. Okay, so there's where I am now. I'm going to change this so we can see my next rotation. Or reflection. Okay, so from there, now I either need to do some kind of reflection, some kind of rotation, or another translation to get it to match up with the quadrilateral that we're trying to move to. I'm trying to gently scroll this, but it just is not working very well for me. So I can see that this line right here is congruent to this line right here. I know that because this one has 1 tick mark and this one has 1 tick mark. And so if I rotate this line this direction, which is clockwise, I should be able to get it to match up with this line right here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rotate it. Now, this is not rotating like 90 degrees or 180 degrees or anything like that. And so for us to use those rules that we learned in Unit 6 wouldn't really work for us. We just kind of have to eyeball it, I guess. Or you could get out a protractor or a compass and do it that way as well. But I'm going to move point B so that it matches this angle B or line AB. I'm going to rotate around point Q or point A, because it's the same, until line BA matches up with RQ. Okay, so that's what I'm going to put. I'm going to put rotate around angle, we could call it A or Q because it's the same, until line BA matches line RQ. Okay, so what we're going to have is we're going to have this right here. It's going to come right here. This is going to be here now. So this is going to, A stays there, and now this is B prime right here, and this is that one that's with one line. Now from there, I have to kind of figure out where C and D fall because they're all rotating this way. Or sorry, you can't see my finger. They're all coming around this way. So C is going to come over here somewhere, and D is going to kind of come up over here somewhere. So I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to draw it in, and then you'll see. All right, guys, here it is drawn in. It's a little crooked, sorry. It's really hard to do on my tablet. But so you can see, like, look at D. You can see right here that D was on the middle of this point, right, where these two, the grid connects. And now it's like kind of up in the middle of the box. That's how I know that it's not exactly a 90 degree, because if it was exactly a 90 degree, they would all fall on the part of a meeting point of like two grid lines. So this is about what it should look like. So now we rotated around angle A until this line BA matched with Q or RQ, okay? But we're still not quite there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to reflect. And I'm going to change again so you can kind of see. So we're going to reflect now, but where do we want to reflect? Wow, that is awful handwriting. Reflect. Okay, we want to reflect so that point D right here is down over here with point T, because those are the ones that match up. Because if you look right here, point D is the one with the line through it with one dash, and that's the same as T, the line with one dash. So we need this thing to reflect over here. So what we want to do is we want to take this image and we want to reflect it over this line that we, stop it, this line that we just matched up right here. Come on, draw it in. So we're going to reflect this image just like that, okay? So we are going to reflect our image over line, and then that is, you could either call it QR or AB, either one. Or actually, it should be RQ. It doesn't matter when we're talking about this, because it will later, but not right now. All right, so we're going to reflect this. So then that point would reflect over this way, and it would match up with T. C would match up with S, and this line that are already matched up would match. So this line right here, AD with the 4 dashes on it would match up with QT with the 4 dashes. Okay, so that's how you would do this. So you're going to be doing a homework assignment. If you haven't already, you're going to be doing a homework assignment where you kind of do these. And they'll be a little much easier than this one. They've got numbers and they're a lot easier. They're not like where it falls in the middle here, like this rotation one. But you can write it the same way. You can just say translate angle A to angle Q. You don't have to write translate up 7 over 5. You don't have to do that unless it's easier for you to understand it that way. Some of them will have 2 different transformations that you'll have to do, maybe a translation and a rotation. Some of them will only have 1. I don't think there's any that require you to do all 3 in one on the homework. All right, so that's it. If you haven't got the homework already, it's attached below. And yeah, all right. Thanks very much, guys. See you later. Bye.